Listen, I'll give you spiritual and rational anything. I will bless you and then twerk later on in the evening. Amen.
Oh my
God.
God.
Back on
yes. Topic. So guys, I just want to say that, love thy neighbor. Hey guys, welcome back to Outside the Box with Lala. And I have my lovely friend here. Listen, I've been trying to do a YouTube with her for the longest. So I want you to introduce yourself to everybody.
Hey you guys, my name is Crystal, but you may also know me as Beauty is Life by Couture. That is my YouTube channel name.
Yes, make sure you guys check her out.
Subscribe, like,
subscribe.
Notification, bell, boom.
Okay. So we're about to talk about a serious topic, and first we're going to talk about something else.
Yeah, it just kept changing.
It just kept changing,
For weeks.
For weeks, y'all.
Literally, weeks.
So, what we want to talk about is empathy in this country and how it's so little to nothing empathy for people of color and black and brown people. So you guys stay tuned for that. Okay guys, so we want to talk about empathy, right?
Yeah.
So let's start with 9/11. 9/11 is a tragedy that happened, and it hurt so many people, and it really hurt, not just hurt people, but it shifts people's livelihood,
the perspective of everything, travel, religion. I felt like before then the word terrorism was never used until then.
Yeah.
Ever. And
Ever.
Now every act is terrorism.
Every act. So we mourn as a country. Okay? Everybody was together. United we stand. That was actually United we fall, and we all stand on that, right? And the next thing that happened was a lot of terrorist attack and stuff. Like the country come together, our military, they did their job. Everybody was on board, right? Listen.
However,
why can't we have the same empathy for black lives in this country? Why can't we have the same empathy and come together? Why is it divided? We don't stand. Pretty much we fall.
Divided we fall.
Living in this country, thank God, my family is diverse and I love it. But however, reality is racism in this country is huge.
Very real.
And it's something that we don't like to talk about. Let's be honest. We kind of put a sponge on it, but in our heart, we know it's there.
We as black people know it's there.
Yeah. Oh, they know it's there too. But the thing is, they don't like to. When I say they,
it makes them uncomfortable.
Yes. Let me redirect it. When I say they, I'm not just talking about Caucasians or white. I'm talking about
non-brown.
And we mourn for everybody. And black people, we mourn for everybody. But when it's our turn, we have a few, barely, that mourn for us. Mm-hmm. And it hurts. Because, listen, at the end of the day, we're all God's children. There's no reason for taking somebody's life. I mean, I understand if you're trying to protect yourself,
right?
But if you're just randomly taking people's lives, that is something that you would have to deal with when you see the Most High. Period. And I think that we make it okay because, first of all, I love our police officers. We have friends who are in the force. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But every job have people who really don't want to do their job and want to go home. And it's all about the money.
Yeah. They don't care about actual job.
So we have some people in law enforcement that enforce the law and take it to their own.
They abuse their authority. They abuse their authority. They abuse their power. Just because you put on a uniform doesn't make you greater than.
It's still a life taken, and
right.
Regardless of what the country say, that if you are a Christian, especially because you believe in God, it don't have to be a Christian. If you believe in God, and you take a life, and you can't have all the excuses you want and say, I was threatened, this and that. God knows his children. He knows it. Where is the fear of God? Where's the fear of, yeah, I reacted and I took this person's life? Because see, you can tell the world that, oh, you know, I was scared.
I felt threatened for my life. I felt
threatened for my life, and it's my call of duty, and I have to do this. But what God knows our truth, even if the world don't know our truth. And it's too many black and brown death going on. Period. Hold on, y'all. So, in this country, we have something called the Jim Crow Law, right? The Jim Crow Law begins in the early 1865, and pretty much the Jim Crow Law is like a control to control a certain amount of people of race, and it was passed, and a lot of black people suffered through the Jim Crow Law. And because of that, it's also, I want to call it anti-black, anti-black meaning that they don't want anything to do with our race or anything. But it's so funny. They say,
I just had an aha moment.
Okay, well, 1 second. But it pretty much, it's not that they don't want anything to do with us. They want what makes us, our culture, our swag, our everything, our style, everything that you want to name it.
They want to embrace the culture, but not embrace us.
Embrace us as people.
They want to take the culture and make it their own.
And I'm not talking about everybody. We're not talking about everybody because I have some amazing friends that are diverse all over.
Same.
And I love them very much. And believe it or not, they're not the ones I'm talking about. You guys know the one I'm talking about. They want to take the culture and they want to make it and claim it as their own and renamed it when it's ours. And it's really it's offensive.
It is.
It really is offensive because it's a slap in the face because you don't want what makes us great, but you want what makes us great, but you don't want us.
You don't want what we have to go through, the repercussions, the backlash, the name calling. You just want what we took and made great, and then you just took the great part. You didn't want to do the work behind it. You didn't want to have to suffer with it, what we had to endure to get to this point, to make it into our own, to just be great and whatever. Like, I just had this talk about a friend of mine didn't know where chitlins came from. Like, what, like, the story behind it. And basically, it's just like, so we took scraps. As slaves, we took the scraps, and chitlins is just that, scraps. And what we did, we had to make it a meal. And now,
everybody wants chitlins and
I mean, not me. I'm sorry.
I don't do that.
Listen,
pork.
I do pork. My family's from the South, but listen, I'm just not going to do no chitlins. not happening.
I don't like the smell. But yeah, like for example, something like that. And as your friend, he or she did the right thing. She asked. She didn't assume. She didn't assault your culture. Yeah. She asked. So a lot of the time, going back to the Jim Crow Law,
sorry.
But it's like anti-black, meaning that they don't want anything that anything that reminds them of black. And that's really messed up, guys. You know, you guys need to read up on that. And the next topic we're going to talk about is Ahmaud, and what happened to him. But it's the reason why we're talking about this, guys, because this is very important. Our lives do matter, and when they say Black Lives Matter, it doesn't mean that other people's lives don't matter. But we are not blind. Okay, we know society, we know what's going on. Let's not act like we don't understand, because anybody can read and write, know what racism is. Anybody can read and write, know what people who are going through trauma and pretty much enforced into slavery in different ways. We know what that is. So let's not act like we don't. So my girlfriend just say something, and I want her to say it because it's the truth. So
whenever like people are racially profiled or killed by authority or what have you, of course we get upset, but then they always say, oh, black people always want to pull the race card. No, call a spade a spade. It is what it is. Especially like in situations with, for instance, the newest one with Ahmaud, who was killed jogging.
Yeah. So that's why it's very important that you know the laws.
Read
the laws and know the laws of the state that you're in. First of all, the country that you're in, and then the state, and then also the city too, because different cities have different law. And I was saying that my background, I am African, and my dad, he always enforced us to read the laws in the state that we're in. You don't want to be in a country or a state or a city or a county and then be a stigma and stand out and not knowing the laws of that place that you're in, because you're definitely, it's like you're putting yourself in a trap. We say this country is free, but it's a lot of laws and regulations, and if you don't know it, you will be trapped. And I feel like that's what's going on right now, especially with our young adults. They're being trapped in they're being trapped in a place that they don't know the laws and regulation. They just think that, I can do whatever I want to do. Now, you can do whatever you want to do, but however, comma, if you don't read and educate yourself and know what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do, because I'm being honest, if your lives matter, read. And if you don't agree with the law, talk to your mayor, your Congress, talk to a governor, councilman, anybody, and push it forward.
If y'all could sign petitions for a block party,
hello,
you could sign a petition for this.
Yes,
I've signed petitions before.
Me too. I was in city council meetings.
Okay, that's nice.
And it was when I went there, and it was downtown. I live in Philly. If you guys don't know where it is, I will tell you all the information. And the percentage of black was barely nobody. And we do stand out when it's not enough of us to fight for what is right. Why should we just fight when somebody got killed? We should be fighting now.
All the time.
But
then I even feel like, though, that when we do speak up or when we do fight or protest or whatever, then we get backlash for that.
Of course.
Like Colin Kaepernick.
Yes.
But he was anointed.
No, but you are right. But see, that's what, let me tell you something. That's why I read the word. The God say that my people will, listen, the word not going to like us. Okay? And we're going to stand out. And when I say my people, I'm not just talking about black people. I'm talking about anybody that represents the Lord. Anybody that represents God will stand out. And it's okay. And the rest of the world be looking at you like you're crazy. But do not get discouraged. Because if you have a great leader, which is God, that's leading you, whatever you do, look at him. He's amazing. his name will be known if he's no longer here. It's so many people that I know that God had put them in a position that they're in, and they were able to stand up and fight for what is right. But we have to stand together. You know, we always say united we stand. But if we have the ones that don't believe in it, we fall apart.
That is absolutely true. We can stand for everybody else, but we can't. Other people can't stand for us.
That's messed up.
We get a few. This is always just
a
wow. Few.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a few, or then it's like, oh, I hear what you're saying, but all life matter. I didn't say that all lives didn't matter.
Wow. Yeah,
I'm talking about right now in this instance, in this situation, this occurrence.
Empathy.
You're not understanding. You're switching it around. You're trying to deflect off the actual purpose and the meaning behind how we feel, what happened, and it's always if it's like a mass shooter or something. Yes, they will pull. Oh, well, he was a great man.
Yes, and he just had mental problems.
It was just the mental health issue. Oh, but the Trayvon Martin. Oh, he smoked weed.
And they thought he was carrying a gun. And it was
Skittles and
soda or something.
Arizona iced tea, I think.
Oh gosh, yeah. So let me tell you something. The topic that we're talking about is very important, and we just making it aware and putting it out there. And we do have a platform, and we're going to talk about these topics because I love to educate people, and I get educated myself. And everything that we're talking about is because we love you guys, everybody, and we care enough that we have to talk about this. Agreed?
Agreed.
So, the name of the amazing 25-year-old that passed, his name was Ahmaud Arbery, right? Ahmaud Arbery. It was a graphic footage that showed, mind you, this happened in February the 23rd.
Yep.
Okay. So
Black History Month.
Black History Month. Yep. That's why they didn't show it.
Boop.
And he was jogging, minding his business, and his mom said that he usually jog around.
It was a routine job. Mm-hmm.
So, and 3 white men, murderers, they planned to kill him because the way they set themselves up in a position. One was recording, and a father and son was in the front. So when he passed by, they shot him. And when they shot him, he was trying to fight for his life. Okay, you
can see it clearly in the video.
He was trying to fight for his life because anybody that's being attacked and your life is being taken, you better fight for your life. Okay, so what ended up happening is they shot him. Not just once.
Twice.
With
a shotgun.
So it takes 3 strong men, I'm never talking about race, to kill one man. Something is wrong with that picture. Period.
Cardi B actually said that about Alton Sterling, the man who was killed in front of the store that was shot in the chest. Like, yeah, he was a big dude, but it took all of y'all, all of these cops,
call it manslaughter.
It took all of y'all to try to detain one man, and after he was already on the ground, you still shot him in the chest? He already down.
Now you guys understand why we're saying that this country they don't care about a particular race of people. Because yes, this country is great, but when these laws are being passed and they're not being pretty much used properly because people are scared or just out there to get other race. Really, I can say they try to kill them all because that's what's going on. Genocide. Yes, I talked about genocide all the time. Genocide, girl, the whole corona thing too. Excuse me.
That's another video.
But Yeah, so what happened with him is he got killed. And mind you that the footage didn't show until people like us started protesting. People like us was upset and people was enraged. And of course we're going to be enraged because we saw another person like ourselves being gunned down and then killed.
For no reason.
For no reason.
And they only arrested these men as of now because not because they shot him, not because it was recorded, because we saw the recording. It took for us to see it and for us to get upset and for us to say something to then lock these men up. But that's still not even justice for me because we already know how this story going to end because it's ended like this millions of times.
Okay.
They're either going to get acquitted, they're going to get off, and he already got immunity. The man was a retired law officer,
and that's So, couple is it judges and couple people pull out of the case because they know him, and I think that's good as well because they know him personally. You know what I mean? But
that's like how when you go to jury duty, like if you know the person, to a case, if you know the person, you can't serve. You have to have an unbiased opinion.
Exactly.
Or it ain't go off facts.
But it depends on the jury too, and I hope they have a diverse jury.
Well, I saw something on Facebook. I posted it. Don't know how true this is, but the law firm that is handling his case is majority. It's all black. Majority. I did see like one. He might be Hispanic. I don't know.
Okay. Well, he's brown.
He's one of us.
Yeah. So, yeah, that works as well. So, but do you guys see how strong it is when we come together? If we come together, we are powerful as people. And I'm not talking about race. I'm just talking about as people. And it's not let me say something. It wasn't just black and brown people out there. It was people of all color and race that was out there and was outraged. America is sick of this. And it's showing. People are speaking out. My future president, Joe Biden, he spoke out.
This is not Trump.
He spoke out. No, Trump said that, it must be a different part to the story that wasn't shown. Yeah, don't.
Jesus.
My future president.
Pressure and sugar up.
Bernie spoke out. These are the people that we need to elect in office. These are the people who care for us. These are the people who gives a damn about us. And we have to care about our own people as well, because what happened to that young man, it could happen to any of us. And what happened to one person, guess what? It affects a whole nation.
Yep.
And it's sad. And we need to wake up. We need to read.
We need to speak out. We are representing for all. So just like what you said that Donald Trump said, it might have been some footage that we didn't see. This man just gave an open voice platform for racism to just be really willy-nilly. Like everybody, oh God.
It's so much stuff I want to say, y'all. But I can't because see, God said if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
Damn that. No, I'm say it. I'm just saying, I'm gonna say it. Whatever she sugarcoat, if you want to get the Ratchet Clifford version, go to Beauty is Like Couture.
She don't go
or follow me on Instagram. Listen, my stories be. Listen, I'll give you spiritual and ratchet all in the same. I will bless you and then twerk later on. Wow. Amen.
Oh my God.
Back on
yes. So guys, I just want to say that, love thy neighbor, love each other. This is not about just a black and brown thing, because my station, I love all. And I just want us to be united. I want us to be one, because we're already going through this whole COVID-19. We're already going through this virus. The last thing we need is more racism on top of all this. You know, I feel like as a whole, the country is already suffering.
We're going through enough.
We're going through enough. And I have friends and families that I check up on, okay, of all diversity. And I'm grateful that I have good people around me because they share the same empathy that I share. And you got to surround yourself with people who are positive.
Like-minded.
Okay.
Add value. Elevate. Uplift. All of the above. All of the positive.
Yes, yes. And let me tell you something. We are all God's children. All of us. And God said it. We are a body in Christ. So if you're taking care of the left leg and not taking care of the right leg, there's no way we can stand. We need each other. And right now, what happened to the young man Ahmaud Arbery? You know, my heart goes out to his family. My heart goes out to his mother. And we should all be grieving together. And I'm glad because I've been looking on Facebook and Instagram, and a lot of people have been speaking up.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Caucasian, black, white, age, everybody been speaking up. Because everybody is tired. And everybody is going through the pain of another human being. Not just black. Human being that died. And it goes back to what I said. If we can mourn together for the terrorism of 9/11, why can't we mourn of the terrorism of going on with black and brown people?
Mm-hmm.
If you stand for God, you stand for all, period. And if you don't understand that from my message, then you're definitely missing a big hole, a void in you. My condolences to anybody that lost their friends and family through any tragedy. But we had to love on one another. We had to appreciate one another. And Krista, what else you want to say before we end this?
Just be mindful. Be respectful. Just whoever. I mean, emotions get high. Like, you know, people can go from 0 to 100 real quick, but you never know what the other person is going through. And if you do something wrong, be adult enough to admit it.
Yeah.
Come forth, apologize, what have you, and then move forward.
You know what I keep getting? See, my spiritual senses are empathy, 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 empathy. If you guys don't know what empathy is, look it up.
Empathy basically means putting yourself in that person's shoes.
Yes.
Walking in their shoes.
And I feel like that's what the world needs.
Yeah, but if they were to show empathy, and there are some people that are, which is awesome and it's great, and I love seeing it. You can't fully understand, like, if somebody, God forbid, loses a child. I feel their pain, but I can never understand what they're really, really going through. But I still show empathy. I still have compassion. I still care for the loss of life and what that person is having to endure. Just do the same.
Absolutely. Again, guys, welcome back to Outside the Box with Lala. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. We would love to hear what you guys have to say. And thank you guys. And Crystal, I just want to appreciate you. Thank you so much. We got to do this again on her channel, probably.
Coming to us something near you. Just be coming to us something.
You see, that's why she's my friend, because she act like that. That's the tea we got for y'all today, because we actually don't have no tea today. So that's what we got. Thank you guys.
You guys stay tuned.
Oh, and the ginger shot. I got to do the ginger shot.
Yes.
But love you guys, and
bye.
See y'all.